the time the mighty Nile reaches the gateway to Egypt at Aswan, its waters have traveled a considerable distance. Much of it is two separate rivers, the White Nile from Lake Victoria and the Blue Nile from Lake Tana. Shot in 1980 along the banks of these two rivers, this film shows the great diversity of peoples supported by their life-giving waters. One such group are the Nuba, a warrior people inhabiting the hills of central Sudan. Across the border from the Nuba, in the highlands of Ethiopia, live the Oromo. They're peaceful farmers whose life revolves around the changing seasons and great religious festivals. The Nuba live close to the White Nile. Proud warriors, descended from the mighty Nubian kingdom that long defied the power of Egypt and Rome. Today they're more peaceable, tending their lands and cultivating millet, sesame, and maize. They've developed an elaborate system of terraces and water channels, remarkably well adapted to the land. Farm work never ceases throughout the year. Both men and women take part in the harvest. However, this Arcadia of 2 decades ago has now disappeared, destroyed by wars that have engulfed the region for many years. Like most Nubian settlements, this village above the arid Kordofan plain is fortified. Defenses raised to protect the inhabitants from the frequent attacks of pillaging nomads. Each village is autonomous, administered locally by an elders' council and a chief who is nominated by the Sudanese government. The Nuba do not practice a strict division of labor between the sexes. Everybody plays a part in preparing the meals. The daily food is a porridge made from corn flour and cow's milk. Every Nuba housewife has a fine collection of terracotta pots used for storing foods and spices. The Nuba live mainly outside, and their homes have open-air patios. which let the light in and the hearth smoke out. When the meal is ready, each takes his turn to eat according to their age. The men serve themselves directly from the dish with their own wooden spoons. The houses, with their distinctive circular openings, have a hearth at their center and shelter an entire family. The Nuba also breed cattle. In such dry regions, building drinking troughs for the cattle is vital. One team builds the trough that will briefly dry in the sun, before another team fills it with water. It's an ingenious system, allowing several animals to drink from the same trough without soiling the well water. Every evening, the cattle are driven back to the village to protect them from raiders. As well as growing cereal and herding cattle, the Nuba tend vegetable gardens. Vegetables need a lot of water, so lettuce is planted in small holes that help retain some moisture. Intensive care and a generous sun mean that the lettuce is ready for market after only a few days. This warrior is a messenger. His fierce cry announces the beginning of the Sandai. The Sandai is the festival for the end of the harvest, in which the men fight in single combat. I am a great warrior. Let all who dare fight me in single combat, under the rules of the Sandai. Body painting is important in Nubian society. There are all sorts of colors and designs for both men and women, but white is exclusively for warriors. To indicate the start of the festivities, the messenger blows a horn. The master of ceremonies is about to arrive. Dressed in white, he majestically leaves his house. Now things can really begin. He pronounces a solemn challenge. My warriors are the fastest. Their opponents will bite the dust. And then takes a pole with a red cloth, the flag of his team. Taking part in the Sandai is an opportunity for the men to prove their courage and make their community proud. Each village sends a team to defend its honor. The dancers seek to intimidate their opponents and show off their own strength. Time for the first fight. The aim is to pin the adversary to the ground. There are no official boundaries or referees. Although very energetic, the fights are not violent. No blood is shed during the sandai. The winner of each fight is carried in triumph by his friends. His success has gained him personal prestige and a heightened social status. Dozens of warriors fight each other during the competition. The winners, like this man, are given trophies which they proudly display. Paradoxically, the Sandai provides this warrior people with a peaceful way to settle their internal conflicts. Despite the efforts of both Muslims and Christians to convert them, most of the Nuba have remained animist. And they're strongly attached to festivals like this as a way to prove their continuing faith. Across the Sudanese border, near the Blue Nile, live the Oromo, another group of cattle herders and farmers. In the 1980s, there were estimated to be 10 million Oromo throughout the center and south of Ethiopia. The mild climate of the region favors all types of crops. Orchards and cornfields carpet the land. The famous Arabica coffee probably originated from here, but the main crop is teff, a local cereal grass, staple food of the region. In the 15th century, the Oromo invaded Ethiopia from the south and attempted to conquer the area and its indigenous people, the Amara. After several centuries of conflict, the two communities now live in peace. Since the end of their days of conquest, the Oromo have become farmers and cattle breeders. But unlike the Amara, they have a reputation of being always on the lookout for fun. Land ownership is collective. The inhabitants of the village of Wolialtu own and work their fields together. Lunch is heralded by the arrival of the women. Meat is a luxury. The everyday food is a teff pancake called injera, dipped in stock. There's nothing like dancing after lunch to give heart to the afternoon's work. The majority of the Oromo people have remained faithful to their ancient cult, based on a dualistic conception of the universe. On one side, the sky and sun that dispense life, and on the other, the earth, home of man and all living creatures. The songs and dances are not to everybody's taste. An old man protests. Instead of dancing and singing, you should pay attention to the harvest. In my day, we knew how to work properly. In the village of Wolialtu, a major event is in preparation, the union of two families. Marriage is much too serious a matter to leave in the hands of the youngsters. Negotiating the crucial financial arrangements falls to the elders of both families. Here are the future bride and groom. Did your parents choose your wife?
Absolutely. And they chose well. I love her and I want to spend my life with her.
How can you be sure? You've only seen her once.
I asked her everything I needed to know. I look forward to living.
The future wife is not so happy. Getting married is a worrying prospect. It means the end of childhood, separation from her family and friends, and a leap into the unknown. Her father and mother know what she's going through and seem to share their child's anguish. In the house where her family and closest friends have gathered, the whole day will be devoted to saying goodbye. It's time for the cortege to depart. The messenger, the equivalent of our witness, recognizable by the traditional hat he's wearing, has come to fetch the bride. Before she leaves, the young woman has to share the farewell cup with everyone present. Until the union has been consummated, the bride must remain hidden from view, and the messenger must shield her. She's very dignified as she climbs on her mount, a mule that is part of her dowry. To protect herself from the sun, she's holding an umbrella that underlines her back. Since the end of their struggle to conquer Christian Ethiopia, the Oromo have assimilated many of the local customs, and particularly weddings, celebrated according to Coptic ritual. In the groom's village, Family and neighbors await the arrival of the cortege to begin the festivities. And here it is, headed by the young couple who are not yet allowed to speak or look at each other. It will remain so until the union is consummated, which will take place in the groom's home. The wedding will only be confirmed after the husband has verified his wife's virginity. The messenger escorts the bride to the nuptial house, and the guests eagerly await the announcement. The party will continue throughout the night, animated by the Debtera, who are storytellers, magicians, musicians. The next day, the young husband is back at work in the fields. Congratulations. How is life now you're married?
I don't know. Why do you ask?
Try to answer. It's my only question.
All I can say is that my wife was a virgin. I'm very happy. I have nothing more to say.
The rhythm of life is unchanged for the peaceful Oromo.